What's going on, everybody? KKM here, and in today's video, this gameplay is actually pretty sick. So I end up dropping a 50 bomb, and it goes down to literally the last second. So you guys aren't going to want to miss it. It's such a good game, so close, and super competitive, and it's just a really great gameplay, and I had a lot of fun playing in it. It was a team scrim, and we banned out the Vesper, so that's why I'm not using it post-patch. And so yeah, that's why there's also no stuns. That's why we're all using EMPs and whatever. And I'm not sure about nades. They might have banned out as well. But anyways, what I'm going to be talking about today is, I guess, my team right now. My team right now, and kind of like my strive to be back at the top. Like, I mean, it's just there's been so many unfortunacies and so many problems that I've had to deal with just trying to get back to the top after Maniac retired and Ghost. And there was just so many issues from that was just like completely spending all this time that I could be using to get better and start to get my name up there. And it all started off with Maniac retiring. Obviously, we're a good team, and unfortunately, we weren't on Xbox One. So not being on a competitive console kind of hurt us. It was less competition and whatever. But I mean, we were still 11th on the ladder, so that's still an impressive feature, whatever way you want to put it. And for a team that had been teaming for literally less than a few months, and we had a player that would get on maybe once a week and still be able to be 11th in the world, or 11th in the world on that console, it's still pretty impressive, and it's something that I mean, it was definitely a run that I'd never forget. And it was not even just like the fact that we were winning everything. I mean, obviously I love winning, and winning is winning is my favorite thing to do. But like, it's just like the bond that we had as a team was just amazing, and I wouldn't have given that up at all. And like, just the way that we all got along, the chemistry that was there, and just like all the connection there, and it was just amazing. Everyone knew what they were doing. Nitro might have been a detriment at some points, just like, I mean, like, he was a detriment at some points just because of his gunfights and like his inability to slay or his effectiveness on the map using a sniper. But most of the time, he still knew what to do. Like with John and Logic, them being more young and a younger talent, it's kind of more having to like teach them a lot. Whereas with Nitro, like with Nitro and Maniac, everyone knew what they were doing, and like everyone had that common knowledge. And with this team, it's like Logic hasn't been playing very long. He has been playing GBs for a while, but like, I mean, he doesn't have like the experience of like winning and being on a top team and whatever. So it's just like, I don't know, it's more of a rebuilding phase, I guess, right now. And it all started with Maniac retiring, like I said, and it was so much fun teaming with them, and it's what really made me love playing competitively, and that's what made me want to do it as my full-time job, and really start to do something out of it. So things were pretty easy with the way that things are going with a God Squad, I guess, since that's what I've been calling it in Ghost. And it all ended because of like three reasons. Because Maniac just started becoming like he started hating Ghost, and he didn't want to switch to Xbox One, which is a competitive console, like us three did, myself, Huntsman, and Nitro. And so things were just kind of it wasn't an easy time as a team, because obviously getting $400 or whatever to get a new console and make that commitment was pretty big, especially when you weren't guaranteed anything in return. And it was kind of tough when he retired. And from then on, I think we had 3 people until like December of AW, and then we picked up Royal for like a week. He stopped getting on. We were like, all right, we're not dealing with this. And then we got a new 4th, and actually, I'm not even sure what we were doing at that point. No, after that, my bad. We didn't pick up a 4th yet, but then Huntsman's house caught on fire, and so he was gone from like January all the way until May. So that's 4 months right there out of AW that he missed. And it sucked. I'm going to be honest, it sucked. I was missing a teammate that I had played all day, almost every day since the beginning of Ghost for over a year. And like the trio just wasn't there, and that's really when Nitro had like problems with getting on consistently in Ghost, but this is when it got really bad in AW. Like, he started focusing on other things in his life, and it kind of developed like more. Like, he started his own job, and like he just lost time and lost all motivation and all dedication to play Call of Duty and play competitively and practice with the team, and it sucked. And so when we could, we'd play with John and Grady, since John kind of had his own team under SSK named SSK Youth. And we were playing with John and Grady since Royal never got on, and Saban, they had to drop him because it was pretty bad. His internet was terrible, but they had to drop him. And then, so Nitro and I, whenever we got the chance, we'd play with them. And, I mean, I still wasn't happy because I didn't have a set team, so there was really no point in, like, focusing on what we were doing wrong. I mean, it was just something to pass time and, I guess, play for fun. And it was with two inexperienced players, with Grady and John, and it just wasn't a good time. And then Huntsman came back for a little bit, teamed with Grady for 3 months, but of course it was broken practice schedules with Nitro only getting on like once every week or two, and it was good for the most part. I don't think we really ever were able to unleash our full potential on that roster, and it was just a lot of problems with it. And at the end, Grady was just like, he said there was a text like a week before he quit, and he was like, "What would you guys say if I quit from or if I quit playing Call of Duty?" And like that kind of hinted at me. I was like, "Oh, well, this isn't good." And it was literally like a Maniac 2.0, 3 months and everything, and just because he didn't enjoy the game, and Grady ended up finding other stuff to do in his life. And that's when I met Tizzy, and John and I were playing a Dubs and AW. We met Tizzy and Blairzy, and oh yeah, and also Hunson's his Xbox One. Before that, it broke, so he wasn't able to use his Xbox One, and I think we were using John as a fill-in until we found a fourth at the time, and so it sucked because we couldn't practice again. So it was another 2 months there we couldn't play, and it kind of made me angry. So just so many unfortunate things that happened in the last year after Maniac retired. And thinking back on it, I really should have, like, dropped Nitro sooner or whatever. But I mean, it's like that emotional attachment you have with someone where you don't want to change things. But I mean, I really should have, looking back on it. Like, you don't want to change things because, like the past you have with it. Like, you wouldn't want to throw away a toy that you played with a lot when you were younger that you haven't played with in a long time. And that's kind of how it was with Nitro. Like, we didn't want to drop him after all the memories I've had, and without Nitro, there'd be no K-Cam. So, I probably should have dropped him sooner, but oh well. And so Huntsman's thing breaking, and then we found Tizzy and Blairzy. Myself, John, Tizzy, and Blairzy, we kind of played, but again, it was like this isn't my permanent team. This isn't like my team, so why would I work on what we're doing wrong and try and get better as a team when there's really no point, since I'm gonna be leaving in a couple of months to go team with my own team. And that's when Huntsman got a PS4 and he got AW for it. I had AW on PS4. Maniac had AW on PS4. Nitro had, I think we were just waiting on him to get AW on PS4, which he finally did. And then we played like 8 matches on AW, and it's absolutely sucked. But that's when we were planning on making the return, and I'll talk about that in a video soon about why that didn't happen. But we were planning on making the return as a team in AW, or not really in AW, when Black Ops 3 came out. And so the end of AW, we played a little bit, but I mean, we figured there's really no point. There's a new game. I really wanted to get better as a team and like kind of regain that chemistry and make sure that Nitro and Maniac weren't rusty going into Black Ops 3. And so I really wanted to play, but they didn't. They were like, whatever. And so I was just like, all right, if you guys don't want to, I'm not going to force you. I didn't enjoy AW as much. I still grinded the heck out of it just out of my love for Call of Duty and my will on myself to try and be as good as I can and just grind the game. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't felt the same since Ghost, but recently playing Black Ops 3, as you see in this game here, I'm going insane. And, like, look at this. That's an insane stat line compared to my teammates. But, like, I just haven't felt the same until recently as, like, old K-Cam. And so I've been naming my stream titles, like, I miss the old K-Cam, stuff like that. And that was back when I won. In Ghost, I was winning. And now I'm not. I'm going through a rebuilding phase with two younger players that, with some proper guidance, I see their potential. I know that they can win, and I think it's time to make it happen. I got to be that captain that I've always called myself. I have to be that leader, and I have to show why I consider myself to be a very good player and why I can actually hang with some of the top players even. Like, I've played with pro players, and I've hung with them. Like, I know what I'm capable of. I know I can hang with them. So, I got to prove that now, and now's my chance. And then at the beginning of Black Ops 3, Maniac never got on for a couple weeks, and he apologized for not telling us sooner that he was not coming back, and he said like it'd be unfair just because he's such a seasonal gamer. So like he enjoys what comes out, and so like if a new game comes out and he enjoys it, he'll play it. So like Black Ops 3, it had come out, he played it for a bit, and then he wouldn't really play it, and he'd kind of be useless towards the end of the cycle. And he said, it's kind of pointless to have a team like that when when a team would be needing to play for its full cycle of a game and whatnot. So that was understandable, and it's kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to make the return. And at the time, I was just basically more into the emotional attachment of playing Call of Duty rather than actually worrying about what I needed to do to become a good team and win. So that's one thing I should have changed. I was just always worried about trying to bring back the past and trying to repeat the past, but it just wasn't happening. And so now, like I said, I see their potential. I know that we can do this. I know that John and Logic both have the ability to win, and I know that I see it. I can tell. I know as a team we have the potential. There's so many mistakes right now, but after we fix those mistakes, I know we can do this. So it's just like I'm tired of all the problems happening. We finally have a full team. We finally have a stable team. We have a stable roster. We have all this. It's time to make something happen, and I'm feeling it. I'm ready. I'm ready to win again. I'm ready to take this team and build it into something, and I'm ready to return to old form and return to the top where I should be. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I still have a couple more videos coming out sometime soon, so if you enjoyed it, click the like button below. Comment if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, concerns, any of those. Put those in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more Call of Duty content, and also just a lot more videos in general. Subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing. And hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.